the range of units come in two guises. There is the pure monoblock, which has a water pump, expansion vessel and flow meter inside the unit, and we have the hydro split range, where the expansion vessel, the water pump and the flow meter would go indoors in either a hydro split box, looks like a boiler, or freestanding for pre-plumbed cylinders. All of the machines come with an indoor wiring centre, which looks like this. So this is our indoor box, and in here all the connections are made to water tanks, valves, thermostats, etc. You can see that this particular one being a hydro split, we have our flow switch at the bottom, a Y strainer, our little touchscreen remote controller at the top, and some mounting feet, and 4 temperature sensors which allow the machine to carry out all of its functions. So now we're going to take the lid off and see what's inside. Here you can see the unit with the end cover removed, so it's just a few screws to take it off, and inside you have this waterproof and airtight box, which is where your communication cables go and your power cables. The reason it's done this way is because this machine is R290 propane, so the electrical connections have got to be carefully sealed away. So normally the installer would only remove this end cover and of course connect the 2 water pipes to the slightly offset flow and return on the back with 1-inch BSP fittings. The reason for the offset is so you can get the tubes out without them crashing into each other. We also include the outdoor air sensor on the back of the unit here, so that you don't have to install this yourself. It comes attached to the unit. If you remove the front cover of the unit, which is only really for service purposes, you can see inside. This one we've removed all the insulation, so you can see what's inside. So you have your compressor just here, and over here our water to refrigerant heat exchanger, and most importantly, safety, this little device here is our refrigerant separator. So in the very unlikely event that the refrigerant leaks into the water, this machine here makes sure that the refrigerant is dragged out of the water and doesn't end up going into the heating system inside the house. So all of our refrigeration components are actually in this cabinet. Now it's time to remove the lid. So now we've got the covers off the unit, you can actually see the build quality inside the machine. So you can see all of the powder coated metal, none of it with any sharp edges, which is really nice. Obviously DC inverter fan and DC inverter compressor. You see our main inverter PCB here with its noise filter and so on, so this is all in a single piece, and the main outdoor PCB here, which obviously most of the time you'd never see, but you can see all that again in this very heavy box, which is all sealed up to make sure that there is no chance of any refrigerant ever getting in here and causing any safety issues. As I mentioned before, this particular machine is the hydro split version, so it doesn't have its flow switch inside, doesn't have an expansion vessel. However, in the monoblock you actually have an expansion vessel, comes in here, and in this pipe here you would have your flow switch and your pump and so on. So this is the simplified version where those components go inside, and you can see all the way around how beautifully the machine is made. Really nice finishing everywhere, so really well put together piece of kit.